What's going on, everybody? TG here, and guys, this is not the video I intended to make. Unfortunately, I was in a bit of a predicament and I had a decision to make. One, do I sit back and do nothing? Or two, do I expose the truth and potentially hurt my future? Listen, this is not the ideal situation. Obviously, we don't want to be exposing people for what they are and, on a public platform like this, but honestly, it's come to the point now where I've gotten messages from multiple people in both my Discord and my YouTube about a certain individual YouTuber who is essentially scamming individuals. Now, I'm of course talking about Marketgains. A lot of you guys know this because a lot of you guys have come to me and talked to me about this. Now, I had to do my own research about this to make sure it was actually true, and unfortunately, the sad truth is it is, and it's a lot worse than I thought. Now, this guy's obviously a very big YouTuber. I remember watching him a while ago, and I always had some doubts about him, and I ended up stop watching him because he had some very terrible plays that he made with no strategy or education behind what he was doing. So I stopped watching him, but a lot of you guys did not, and a lot of you guys lost a lot of money listening to this moron. This moron who consistently shills out companies that he is in to try to make profits, who shills out recycled content over and over, who tells people if you pay him money, he will help you make a lot of money. Just it's a constant stream of doing everything he can to rip off his viewers in order to make money. Now, first off, I want to address the shilling of companies. Now, this guy recently in his last video, which is when I saw this, and I was just like, okay, I'm not just going to sit back. He telling his viewers to put all their money into SPAC companies. Yes, not SPAC companies like DraftKings or well-established SPAC companies. SPACs that people have not even heard of. SPACs with a market capitalization of under $1 billion. Some like a couple hundred million. Now, this is obviously very risky, but okay, there's nothing wrong with putting some money into it if you believe it. But his justifications behind why he should do it is 100% ludicrous. He went on this video and told people it's impossible for these SPAC companies to drop under $10. So if you see a SPAC company at $10, you can put all your money into it and not have to worry about losing almost anything, but having a ton of upside. This is 100% false, and it is 100% used for his own benefit, trying to get people into these companies to try to get a lot of volume so the stock price jumps up and he can sell. This is not accurate at all. SPACs 100% can go under $10. I don't know where he got this. I did a lot of research on this as well. Nowhere does it say that these SPAC companies can go under $10. There is amazing companies that have dropped under $10 a share. I mean, it's spreading lies like this to naive, new, young investors that cause a lot of people to lose money. I remember initially when I saw him make a video about why you need to go all in on Nikola, when it was like, I think $62 a share, and he was telling his viewers, you have to buy this company, it's going to 100. Obviously, the next day, the stock crashed to like $30 a share, or within like 2 days, and a ton of people in the comments were pissed off. Now, I remember looking at these comments, and I went to actually show one of my friends. I was like, dude, look what just happened. Sure enough, all the comments are deleted. I was like, that's weird. Never saw those people comment on another video. Turns out, after talking to one of them, he actually banned them from his channel and deleted their comment. Like, censoring people is just the stupidest thing. Like, if people put a bad comment on my video, like, okay, like that's their personal opinion, they're allowed to say that. Now, if I do something wrong, like that's on me. Also, dude never admits it. He'll literally shill out a company like Nikola, telling all his people to get into it, and then his next video will be, oh, get away from this stock. And people are like, wait a minute, you just told me to buy this. They're naive young investors. They put their money into it and they end up losing. And not a sorry, not nothing. Here's another video with 3 ads on the video so I can make more money off it. That's one thing. Second thing, recycled content. If you notice a trend about any of this on his channel, he will post the exact same video over and over and over and over and over again. Just constantly uploads the exact same video and will change one thing. I mean, if you look at it on Neo, EV stock crash, he'll do the same thing with the same little website up. I mean, it's literally the same exact thing every single time. And one thing will be like, stock going to 100, EV stock crash, like different stuff like this. And it's terrible because a lot of people see this and they believe it and they end up putting their money into it. While meanwhile, this guy is just shilling out whatever's trending so he could put out 50 videos about it and make a ton of money. Another thing is he's shilling out these Airbnbs, telling people to put all their money into DoorDash and IPO. Airbnb valued at $110 billion, saying this is an amazing buy now. DoorDash valued at $60 billion, telling people to buy now. It's terrible, and it's disgusting to see. It really is. And like I said, I did not want to see this. I always try to be transparent with you guys. I'll show you, my portfolio, how I'm doing, what's going on, my rationale behind every like trade I make, and I try to do as much research as I can. I'm never going to tell people to buy a risky company. Even companies I love that are like somewhat risky, like CVM, I tell people don't put more than like 10%, even close of your portfolio into something like this. This man's telling people to put their entire money into these crappy companies. And this is what I mean. His entire portfolio is just these SPAC companies, these small SPAC companies, and he's telling his people that they need massive incoming growth. No joke. Like, people are gullible and people believe this stuff, and then they end up losing a ton of money. I mean, we've seen this a million times. Like I said, we've seen this with Workhorse so many times, this guy, the amount of shilling he does. Now, Workhorse could be an amazing company. We don't know. But you're telling people to buy Workhorse all the time, buying Workhorse at $31. I remember then he just stops talking about it when he was completely wrong. And it's disgusting to see. He'll always be like, oh, I'm buying this company, I'm buying this. He doesn't actually buy it. You can see the stocks that he has. It's sad. It's really sad to see. And, it's sad that there's people out there that will literally take advantage of people just to make money. And this Marketgains is clearly one of them. Marketgains is an absolute fraud. He's a disgusting human being who literally only cares about money and will stop at no expense to extract as much money from his viewers as he can without regard of their portfolios or how they are. And he even has the nerve to charge people if they want to talk to him in his Discord chat. Now, someone actually called him out about this in his Discord chat, and he of course ended up banning him. And that's when I was in the Discord chat, and I ended up calling him out as well. It was like, yo, why are you banning people for stating something that you're doing? You're making stupid trades and telling people to do something. Like, why are you going to ban someone? And then he had one of his admins ban me. It's funny, one of his admins actually is my admin in my Discord now, and he told me all about him and how much of a fraud he is. I'm not going to name names, but I mean, people in my Discord obviously know who he is. But he told me about the person that he actually is, and he's a little weasel who sits in his dorm room and just tries to make as much money off of people as he can, and tries to do any tactics, which means pumping the small cap stocks in order to make him money. Or we'll post the exact same video 100 times and just put 3 ads on it to try to get as much money as he possibly can, or even charge people to talk to him, and will guarantee them good stock advice to make money, when in reality he just shills out the exact same things on there. It's sad, it's disgusting, and it's really disgusting as well that stuff like this happens. I mean, we are in finance, this is investing, so it isn't every man for themselves type of thing, but as a content creator and a YouTuber, you should try to hold yourself to a higher standard and try to help people. I mean, that's what our job should be, is to educate and enlighten, and really just put into context what investing is, not try to use people who are trying to learn and try to extort them from their money. It's sad, it's disgusting. This little guy right here, he's a fraud. He's a little weasel that sits in his dorm room and, like I said, will shill out companies or recycle content or tell people to pay him in order for him to teach them how to invest when the guy doesn't know how to make a single dollar himself. It's sad, it's disgusting, and it's pathetic. Marketgains is a pathetic fraud, and I wish you would respond to this. I wish we could have a little face-to-face conversation about this. And if he wants to, I'm always up for a little charity boxing match. Give back to some good people out there who are suffering, and see what you're about. If you're really this big guy that you can talk about, put on the line, buddy. I'm down anytime. You know that. But it's sad that you're ripping off a lot of good people, a lot of people that have come to me, with their portfolio is devastated because you tell them to do one thing and it doesn't affect you at all because you don't put your money into it. You just tell people what to do. It's sad. It's disgusting, dude. And hopefully, we can expose and shed some light on this and try to help some people so they don't end up, falling for this little trap that, some greedy people out there have done. So, guys, I mean, if you're watching this video, spread it. Try to expose this because it's sad, and a lot of good people, especially in my Discord, have lost good money, listening to this freaking moron. So, guys, do your own research. It's don't listen to us YouTubers when it comes to stocks. You know, this is stuff you guys got to look for yourselves. You can't rely on people to tell you what to do in the market. Okay, it's a rough market out there, and without the proper guidance, you can get destroyed. Especially listening to idiots like this right here, who have no care or sympathy for anyone but themselves, and their only goal is to make as much money as possible. So hopefully this shed a little light. I did not want to have to make this video at all. I really didn't. I was not my intention at all. But after seeing this and hearing from a ton of you guys about this guy, I had to say something. And you know what? If it wrecks my YouTube channel, oh well. But at least I can say I tried to do something about this pathetic moron. So hopefully it'll do something, and we'll see. In Marketgains, you ever want to have a little face-to-face talk one time? More than welcome, buddy. Maybe you can admit the person you really are, and hopefully you can come to terms and try to stop it. So anyways, we'll see. You probably won't. Just ignore it and post the same 5 videos you post every single day. But oh well. Guys, you have a wonderful day. Be on the lookout, and stay safe out there, boys. Bye.